Hey, what's up with it? How y'all doing out there today? It's Yahim Israel, and I want to welcome you to the Love and Lifestyle Podcast. And today, we got a very special topic today. We want to discuss our community and what's going wrong in our community. What is the root of the problem in our community with our black men and our black women? Not seeing eye to eye, always on two different pages. What is the problem? So, I pulled out a video from Jamal Woolley, the actor from Notorious. Let's see what he has to say. Let's kind of dissect what's going on between him and the other host of the panel, and let's get right into it.
They get mad at me for dating outside my race, but I was dating outside of my race because they was doing things better than my race.
Keep it 100. My Spanish,
better. Well, not better, because I know where she getting ready to go. Not better.
I know you said they were doing things better. I want to know what better means.
Not better. I'm gonna change that.
I'm trying to save you for the
I know you is.
for
That's
the
what I'm saying. Not better for the culture.
There we go.
Right, not better. I was dating Puerto Rican, I was dating Dominican, I was dating African, I was dating all type of other besides American black, right? They were doing way more of what we expect we want our woman to do more than our American. Our American got real comfortable
Give me some examples.
Oh man, I mean, their mannerisms are different. Like even my Indian one was from one of them countries over there, right? I didn't have to really say much to do and be treated like a king. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times with our own American black, they expect so much of us and what we're supposed to do. Like things like if we go out and eat and we just have a nice dinner, we can go anywhere and eat and get a nice dinner. It had to be Ruth Chris, or it had to be this, that, or it had to be this, that. Then I get somebody that's just as fine, a Cuban or Colombian. They don't care about nothing. They care about you and your household. Even though they still care about the money, but it's not about the money. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's a difference. Not better, but sometimes we get tired of hearing, Birkin bags, sushi.
Do you think that's fair? Because I feel like there's a certain type of woman that does demand that. And to me, I think it depends on the bait you're using and where you're looking. If you're going to go get a model from Instagram that got the BBL, the snatched in stomach, and has all the things that check off money hungry and surface, you're going to get that. If you're going to meet a girl and through different ways and ask different questions, you're going to find that out a lot earlier on that what's important to her.
I'm not doubting that, but I'm just talking about even if you look on just a regular dating app and just look at what a woman may state that she requires. You know, and I'm saying these things because it feels as if social media, again, is the barometer, okay? And it's the comparison. And when you're comparing yourself to all these other women, and of course, even with the BBLs, because I'm like, that's fine. But I mean...
What's BBL? I'm sorry.
Brazilian butt lift.
And there's no shade to women that have them. I'm just saying.
I was waiting for it too.
All right, let me pause this right here. So, my opinion of what's going on here within our community, it starts at home. So it starts with the mother and the father. And in most cases, what we know, the mother and the father are not always around or are not always present. And when you're raising children need that balance. And when that balance is lost, problems start to occur. You start getting bad behavior issues, and it starts early. You start to get discharges from school. You start to get a whole lot of provocative language, provocative visuals from the TV, the television, the radio, the things we listen to or the things that we allow our children to listen to. So it starts with the structure, and it starts at home. Once that structure is broken, then you pretty much know from that point forward, and this is not all cases. I say about a good 90% of cases, once the structure is broken in the household, that's when that generational curse, it starts to repeat itself over and over and over again. So we have to stop blaming each other. We have to stop putting each other at blame, putting each other at odds here and there. I mean, these are problems that we have been known to mask and cover up over time. And this is not just our generation, our parents' generation, our parents' generation. Once we left out of the 60s, the 50s and the 60s, I say moving on into the 70s, that family, that strong family bond structure, it was broken. And once that was broken, then you have what you have today. Let's keep listening.
Excuse me? And there's no shade to everyone that has them. I'm just saying, if you're going by just surface things and that's who you're going afterwards, then guess what? You're gonna run them pockets.
No, and I'm not, and I want to get your thoughts, Doc, and as well, Amy, as a woman dating or even considering, I think that a lot of times, you know, we do value women, but when you talk about Black relationships, I think we all come with some baggage. All right. Now, some of us have some baggage that's not going to fit in the overhead compartment, and some of us have some baggage that you're going to have to pay a whole lot more for to get on this flight, right? But the reality of it is that's just who we are, and I'm talking about historic. Like if you're talking about being enslaved, where we were and how we engage each other, there's a lot of elements there. But it can be a little difficult because women have expectations in 2021 that they're watching, and they're very material expectations. I agree with you, Claudia, but I'm simply saying that
not all of them are material.
And I'm not trying to generalize. It's
just
women.
Most of the time it's pointing to American women are more material.
And it's America.
All right, so when he said American women are more material, American men in general, especially as Black men, we love what we love. We love our diamonds. We love our gold. We love our rims. We love our whips. You know, we love our money. So it's just the Western mindset in general. We love what we love. And ain't nothing you really do about that because look where we at. We're in the greatest nation in the world when it comes to finances and things that you can acquire. What I would say to that is women tend to want what they want, but you got to understand we've all come out the mud. So a Black man can't get on and get off of his ass and get out the mud, and the Black woman who's been, you know, sharing the same schools that we done went to when we was younger. We done been in and out situations together when we was younger growing up, and this is just, you know, speaking in general. We've all come from the same community, so coming from out the same community, going through the same hardships. I mean, of course, they're gonna want better, and as men, we are known providers. You don't have to, if your man is into you, if you guys have vetted each other very well and he's vetted you and he's into you, you're not going to have to ask him for anything. You're not going to have to ask him for money. You're not going to have to ask him to take you shopping or to take you out to dinner. These are things that the man innately knows to do. His brain is set to that function. These are some things that we see on an everyday basis. 9 times out of 10, we're going to come across each other. And if I vetted you properly, I'm gonna want to spoil you. And that's the general male. He thinks that his pocketbook, in which this is very true, his pocketbook is going to take care of you, him, the kids, the family, and everything else that you guys may acquire down the road in life. This is how us men think. This is how we operate. This is nothing new. It's like I said, it's innately embedded into our skulls that I get a good job, I get on, I provide, I take care of my wife, I take care of my kids. Generational wealth, that is the mindset of a lot of men who want and acquire these type of things and finances. So I agree with what they're saying right now. I don't really disagree with what they're saying, but it works both ways. It's not just, you can't just, take the Black woman and say, hey, the Black woman and she just want too much. Well, shit, man, we want a lot. We want much. As Black men, I want the world. As a Black man, I want the world. I want the world sitting in my palms. That's how I feel about life. I want everything in the palm of my hand. I want to be able to turn the earth when I want to turn it. This is the way I think. This is the way a lot of men think. We want everything done at the snap of a finger. I mean, you're talking about taking somebody that has grew up with you, grew up in your neighborhood, been through the same type of traumas you done been through. She wants the same thing. They mind don't. We're separate genders. We think totally different. They don't think like us. In their mind, they think, I want to get married one day. I want to have a family. I want a husband to take care of me. I don't want to have to worry about it. Security. Security is what's embedded into her mind. Security. So if you're not trying to offer security, then that woman gonna go AWOL. That's pretty much point blank and simple. And for the man, if you're not trying to be submissive to him, if you're not trying to, you know, be a good shoulder for him to lean on, a good support system, a helpmeet, man, he gonna go AWOL on you. I mean, that's life. That's how we were sculpted. That's how we were created. We were created to think in those manners and to act in those manners. Let's continue.
And I gave you the space to even edit the better part, right? So, and I'm with you on that. But let's say this, because you guys both tie in two really important pieces, right? You talk about women who are not African American women, and you talk about the experience and what is the influence here. You mentioned social media, but what you're really missing here is the piece that you talk about, the enslavement part. The culture and the trauma that African American men and women and children have faced in this country is like unlike any other group. And so when we talk about trauma, what we know is that Black people have a lot of unprocessed trauma. We have a lot of hurt. We have a lot of harm, not just back then, but right now on the daily, right? And so one of the things that we talk about as professionals within my profession is we talk about how trauma impacts people. And so we love to say, Resmaa Menakem, one of my favorite colleagues, he says that trauma decontextualized within a person looks like personality. And that trauma decontextualized within a family looks like family traits. And that trauma decontextualized within a people looks like culture. And so when you talk about how African American women present and what they need as it relates to security and finances and the finer things in life, and to look a certain way and to want a certain thing from their man and to have certain expectations, it's because of the trauma that we are still trying to survive. And when we talk about feeling beautiful and the BBLs and the Birkin bags and the wanting the nice things and wanting their men to come with a certain level of care and a certain level of treatment and expectation, we are trying to connect. We are trying to heal with you. We are trying to build with you. But there's so much hurt and trauma that we all have that we don't talk about, that we don't even understand within ourselves, so that we can't find who we're compatible with. Because who we're compatible with is traumatized versions of ourselves.
Let me stop there right there. You can't find who she's saying that there's so much trauma that's embedded into Black women that you cannot find anybody that you are compatible with. No, you can't find anybody that you're compatible with because you wasn't raised to find anybody that you were compatible with. You have to be raised in a certain manner to be able to understand how a relationship works. If you grew up in a household and all you seen was your mom having an open door policy of different men coming in and out, you'll grow up and 90% of the time, some that gets through the door, but 90% of the time, they'll have an open door policy as well. Or if you see your father, have an open door policy, he had pimpish ways or a player, then you will pick up those same ways going down the line, and now you're a player, and now you don't know how to support a family because all you know and all you've seen was your father doing these same things when you were a kid. And that process is just going to repeat itself. It's going to repeat itself down the line and down to another generation. And this is the problem. This is the problem. We must learn how to vet. We must learn how to communicate. We must learn how to be understanding. We have to learn how to be understanding to one another. We have to learn. I'm telling you, communication is everything. If you are unable to communicate, things fail quickly. And I mean fast. If you cannot communicate properly, things will fail so damn fast that you won't see what hits you when the door hits you in the ass. You must vet properly. It's very important. Vetting is where you find out, hey, is this person for me or is this person not for me? You should be thinking vet, relationship, and marriage. What our community needs right now, we need a lot of vetting, relationships, and marriages. We're lacking in that department. We're lacking in the marriage department. Marriage solidifies families. Men hold the key to marriages. Women hold the key to sex. Ladies, you don't have to have sex with these YNs. You don't. You can keep them goods to yourself. Keep them safe. And if he's worthy of getting those goods at the end of the line, at the end of the road, and he's earned it with taking you off of the street, making you a wife, or engaging to you, when he's earned it, give it to him then. Because I guarantee you, in his head, he would work harder for it if that was the type of direction you was going in. But if you want to go out for a dinner, you want to see him spend money on you, and then you want to open your legs up to him later on, man, he'll toss you to the side like a piece of trash. And I'm telling you because I'm a man. Like, I know how we get down. I understand the game. But this is where the miscommunication and the dysfunction is coming in at. This is dysfunction at its finest. We have to learn how to get past the dysfunction. Once we do that, we'll be in a better place. Once we can move past the dysfunction, that'll be a hell of a start. I want wives and husbands out here. Because what that does, that sets up the future for the next group of kids that's in line. That sets them up automatically. In their brain, they're telling themselves, when I grow up, I'm gonna have a wife. I'm gonna get a wife like my daddy if he's a boy. And if she's a girl, she's like, I'm gonna get a husband like my daddy. My dad is the best thing in the world to me. And the girl would say, my mom shows me how to treat my dad. She shows me how to treat a man. And he shows me how to treat a woman. These are things that we are missing in our community. This just going out, laying up, getting pregnant, running off with Pookie and Ray Ray. Like, man, that's old. That's old news. We coming from somewhere where we failed. We have failed as a community, as a group of people, as a race. We have failed. And I'm not talking about the individuals that done made to the league or the rappers. Man, they don't count. They filling y'all head up with garbage. Especially the rappers. Straight garbage. We failed as a race. We're building, but we still behind. We're still behind. And it's only one way to come up out of that. You got to start working together. And all of these single moms and single dads got to turn into families. Ladies, if you have a man that's doing everything that he's supposed to do, submit to that man. Quit arguing with him all the time. This is how you separate a family really quick. Quit arguing with that man after you come home from a long day of work. Don't argue with him. Fix his food. Rub his back. I don't care if you just came home from work. Rub his back. Fix his food. And men, you come home from a long day of work. Your wife come home from a long day of work. Rub her feet. Talk to her. Ask her how was her day. Run her bath water. Or give her a massage. Let her feed you. Let her nurture you. And you protect and you provide for that woman. This is what we're missing. Like it can go both ways all day long. And this is what we do. Y'all ought to be tired of the system. The system done broke us down for so long. The system is horrible for us. Y'all ought to be tired of it. The courts don't care about the men. The men don't care about the kid. Or the men care about the kids and they send money, but the mom is spending money on something else. I mean, it's an ongoing cycle of bullshit. It's an ongoing cycle of bullshit. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. But this is our community. And as far as us going to other races of women and other races of men, hey, I don't agree with that. You want to have your little fun, a little hanky panky while you're on your search, you're growing up, you're young. I ain't got no problem with it, but at the end of the day, man, it's all about the black family. These athletes, NBA and NFL and rappers and stuff that end up with these different races of women putting generational wealth into a whole nother family line that don't have anything to do with the black community. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I ain't going. I don't care. Put that money with a black woman. If you're not going to be with her, make that black woman a wealthy black woman. I could tell you what, I'm going to give you the conclusion. We failing right now. And we need to do better. We need to stop going at each other. We need to learn our roles. You're a female, I'm a male. What are my duties? What are your duties? Don't worry about nothing else. Let's fix that part first. Let's mesh that together first. Once we do that, now we can move forward to something else, to work on something else. Man, it's simple. It's a tedious job. It is a tedious job. Simple, but tedious. You gotta want to do the work. Because it's not hard. It's just very detailed. It's very detailed. But you gotta want to weave through all the details so you can understand what's going on, so you can work on fixing the problem. This is where we at, y'all. Unfortunately, that's my time. Thank you for yours. It's Yaheem Israel with the Love and Lifestyle Podcast, and we're gonna continue to get real nasty and gritty with it, because the black community is in a real bad way right now, and we gotta figure it out. And you need somebody to talk to you. You need somebody to understand where you guys are coming from. You need somebody that's actually in the community and not one of these people that's used to be a part of the community, but they don't work their way up and work their way out the community. And so they don't really have any ties within our community. We're going to stay in the community. We work for the community, our community. So, like I said, we're going to continue to have these dialogues about us, because we need that about us. And then at some point, we're going to want to try to get some of y'all to come in live. And so we can have actual panel discussions about, what can we do to better ourselves. Everything ain't going to be nice. And it's going to be controversial. I'm telling you that off the grip. But it's a start. We got to sweep our own back porch first before we can start sweeping other people's porches. That's my time. Thank you for yours.